Hello everyone and welcome to another vlog. Today I'm going to offer you 5 tips about foggy forest photography, and I'm going to discuss these tips by using these prints. And of course I'm going to touch the need for the photos to be printed, and there's going to be all sorts of little things that I want to talk in this video. My name is Toma, PhotoTom here on YouTube. I'm a full-time landscape and travel photographer, so if you're interested in this kind of topics, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Now I have an announcement to make. I'm working on my first ebook. It's about landscape photography. In the description of this video, there's a link. You can go there, you can see the summary of my book, and you can see the topics that I want to address. And if you're interested, the book is gonna be out in about a maximum 2 months. I'm working as hard as I can. If I can manage to finish it in 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be great, but I'm giving myself 2 months for this ebook. And if you're interested, there's a form there, there's a Google form. You enter your name and email address. When the ebook is going to be available, I'm going to contact you. It's going to cost $5. So yeah, if you want to support me and support this channel and my work, hope to get at least 1,000 people by. Okay, let's get back and let's talk about tips about foggy forest photography based on prints. Now, before I talk about each photo and I show you each photo, I just want to make a quick talk about printing. I really like having printed photos, and whenever I talk with other photographers about the need of having your work printed, they always think about big prints and that cost a lot, that takes a lot of space to organize and deposit. Well, I have a Canon selfie and I have these prints. These are 10 by 15 centimeters. In inches, I think it's 6 by 4 if I'm not mistaken. And these prints look really good, and they are really great for me to have that classical photography experience. I really like looking at prints. I really like having a table full of prints. So I made a commitment that every month I'm going to print some of my photos, and by the end of the year I'm going to have all this table full with these photos. But now let's talk about, I chose 5 photos of foggy forest moments, and let's talk about tips, but I will talk about showing you the actual printed photo. So let's talk about this this photo, and you can see it's a foggy forest, and what drew my attention was, of course, this beautiful red tree. This tree kept its leaves. So in winter conditions, if you manage to find a tree like this that still has its leaves, then it's going to look great, and it's going to create a really big contrast with a slight shift of the red channel in hue. You can get these leaves really red. Now, what I've tried is to use these lines in the snow as leading lines, as supporting lines. You see, this line acts like a base for the tree. Yes, the tree is in the right third of the image, but I do not consider positioning an object using the rule of thirds as a composition. I use this rule just a guiding for positioning the main focus of my image, and I let the image unfold from left to right. Now, what I try to be extra careful is to have these other trees in a fog that it's not making them that visible. This is what I think is what creates the separation between this plane and the rest of the image. And I think because of this image works, because if these trees would have been would have been as visible as this tree over here, then you would not have the same impact. And because of this, you have this lonely tree over here, and the rest of the trees in the background like spectators, like they are there just to complement the landscape. Now let's move to the second photo, and it's this photo over here. And as you can see, it's again it's something that I learned to search for. You can see here there is a darker area, and over here there is light. Now of course that in real life, when you look at a situation like this with your own eyes, you don't see this much of a difference, but the sensor of the camera sees it differently. So with just a slight increase in contrast, you can obtain and get something like this. And of course, again, I'm having a tree that is completely different from the rest of the forest. Now I'm very lucky. I know this tree very well. I know for sure that it's gonna turn yellowish, brownish, reddish before the trees around it. And it was a really special day because I had the direction of the light coming from the left. It was really early in the morning. I stayed at about 10 or 11 for the sun to get that high. And I'm having this really beautiful light that is coming from the left. And of course I intensified it using a dodge and burn technique that you can also find in my forest photography editing course that you can find on my website. For a very short period of time, you still have it on my website until I will move my courses to udemy.com. So I'm having here a couple of other trees. I'm having this tree over here, this one, and this one over here. All these trees are guardians. They frame this center element, this element of interest, and they help you focus your attention over here. Because of this tree, your eye doesn't escape in this direction, and because of these two trees, your eye doesn't escape in that direction. I think this is the purpose. And again, I'm having only slight shadows of the trees behind in the background, as the fog creates mystery and it adds a truly interesting atmosphere. Now let's move to the next photo, where I'm having a very interesting situation. I've encountered this situation only twice in this forest, and that is fog during sunset. And as you can see, there is fog in this area, but there is none in the upper parts of the forest. Now I'm having a simple trail, but I'm positioning myself in such a way that I have a shadow in this area. And this is creating kind of like a natural framing inside the frame, where I'm having this area of darkness, but the light is visible over here because the sun is not setting completely to the right, it's setting something like in that direction. And because of that, the rays of light are visible, and it creates this feeling of light that floods the forest. It's a simple trail, yes, but because of the darkness in the lower part and because of the rays of light, this simple trail simply becomes a fairy tale, or it's such a beautiful moment that I think I had the chance to capture. Now, moving to photo number 4, again, as you can see, I'm searching for trees that are completely different from the rest of the forest. Here I have a tree, and I have a tree with yellow leaves. Of course, that I helped a little bit with having these leaves completely red, completely yellow. And let me see if I can just close the aperture a little bit. No, it doesn't help. Okay, so again, I'm having this tree that is completely different, and I'm using these other trees over here and here as stopping elements. They don't let you escape to the sides of the photo, but they also create a natural framing. Again, I'm having a slight area of shadow over here, and I'm having the brightness behind this tree. I really like having light flooding the entire image. It creates a feeling of surrealness, I don't know if this term exists, but I invented it, and I'm pretty sure you understood its purpose. And again, I'm keeping the rest of the trees just as a slight silhouette that gives you the hint where we are, but I'm positioning in such a way that the fog clears these trees, but it keeps these other trees in the background in fog, and this way I can create order and simplicity in the forest. And in other cases, the forest is pretty chaotic. And now the final photo, it's this one. And because I don't have too much vegetation and I'm shooting with the sun is in that direction, kind of like, so I'm opting for a much more desaturated look. But again, over here the forest is pretty dense, and here even thicker. But over here there's a clearance in the forest, and because of that the light shines over here, and the differences in stops of light between this area and this area are really great. As you can see, there are 3 areas. This is this one, then this one, and then this one over here, which is the darkest. And this one is it's offering, let's say, it creates an image like yin and yang. You have the light over here, and then you have darkness, but in between there is a trail. And I think this is why this image works. You don't necessarily have a really incredible, you don't have an incredible composition, and still in your mind this photo is balanced. It represents equilibrium, and it's almost like this tree over here is like the center element on which these 2 areas are balanced. And that is why I think this photo is interesting, and it creates a really beautiful feeling when you are looking at it. That was it for this vlog, and I hope you like it. I hope you learned something. I hope I made you to go and print at least some of your photos, even in a small format. And if you have something to add, just use the comment section below. Share this video with your friends. You will help me a lot. And don't forget about that form and in the description of this video about my upcoming ebook. And you see there all the details, and you'll see the summary. And if you want, you can in a way pre-order, but you kind of put your name on a list, and when the ebook is out, I'm gonna contact you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.